Mark, we're on the eve of the new National League season, but unfortunately Chester won't be a part of match day 1. Could you explain what's happened today?
Yeah, it's been a calamity of a day, really. We received a phone call mid-morning this morning from Solihull themselves suggesting that there might be an issue. And so immediately, obviously, I was in touch with the chief exec of the league to understand what the neutral position was. And then after 2 or 3 hours of various backwards and forwards conversations, we were informed that an executive decision had been made to postpone the fixture. We in the interim period, tried to offer all of our help to see if there's anything that could be rectified from our end and offer the services of our secretary advisory group and so on and so forth, and did everything that we could to try and get the fixture to go ahead, because obviously we didn't want to lose it. And equally, the other part of it was really putting a lot of pressure on the relevant people to make a definitive decision as early as possible, because to only receive the phone call this morning, we were very conscious of the fact that a lot of our fans had made arrangements. We'd certainly made the arrangements we had to do. That we needed to have contingencies and we needed to start cancelling things, and most important of all, we needed to let the fans know, because, as I say, they're travelling down in their hordes, and they needed to know as soon as was possible.
As you mentioned there was a healthy number of Chester fans expected at Solihull tomorrow. What would your message be to them after this news?
I've got to keep my words polite and advised, as it were, but I think what they need to know is how strongly I feel on their behalf, and I know the passion of being a football fan. I know the efforts that they will have made. I know the plans that have been made. I know the anticipation with which tomorrow's fixture will be looked at, and most importantly, one of the great pleasures of the last few months has been that I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of the Chester fans and get to speak to quite a few, whether it be when they've been renewing season tickets or in various fans groups. And they've been a fantastic bunch who are all positive and excited about the season, and to have that taken away from the last minute is hugely, hugely disappointing. And so I feel on their behalf really, really angry. Having said that, what I've got to do is obviously choose my words carefully. I've had long conversations with the chief exec of the league, who I respect, and who has promised me that they'll do what they need to do in resolving this and addressing the issue, and certainly the lateness of the message. Because if we'd known about this some time ago, then we could have helped more constructively, and we'd have been prepared to swap the fixture if that had been an opportunity which had come up a while ago. But it's too late when you find out at the time that we found out. And literally within 2 or 3 hours of us finding out, then the message was out there for the fans, and that was something I had to push for as well, because I need to make sure that any fans who could cancel travel arrangements were given at least reasonable opportunity. But so it is an apology to the fans, whilst it was completely beyond our control. It's an apology to them, because I do feel very deeply the impact that it'll have on them. But hopefully we can make up for it with a really positive night on Tuesday.
In the coming days, would you hope more light could perhaps be shed on this in terms of the National League and Solihull?
You would hope so. You've got to leave all of these things to an appropriate process, so you've got to be a bit careful. And the statement that I might have come up with in my immediate emotion after the news came through perhaps wouldn't have been the most advised statement that I'd ever put out. So we'll take some time to reflect. We'll support the league in their investigations into this whole process, but that doesn't help the people who book train tickets, and so we'll understand over the next couple of days what the situation is with them. We'll deal with what we've got to deal with from our point of view, and it's easy for me, ugly and tired chief executive, to just deal with it from an operational point of view, and for the football manager and the football staff to cope with it and focus again on Tuesday. And that's the easy bit. It's the fans that it impacts, and I'm acutely aware of that, and genuinely angry on their behalf. So it's something we'll deal with and represent the views of the fans, and we'll represent them and their interests as much as we can. And once we understand a little bit more about the situation with regard to fans and the rearrangements of fixtures and the circumstances which led to this, then perhaps we can talk about it a little bit more. But in the meantime, we'll just, with respect to that, we'll refocus on Tuesday. I guess John now gets the opportunity to go and watch File in the flesh tomorrow. But yeah, it's about focusing on Tuesday night and hopefully a positive start to the season then, and start building up again.